Hello, yeah, Mr. Hoffman, how are you doing? Sorry for the 4 minutes. I'm late because I received three different address to get in. So now I'm definitely on the right address. Sorry about that.
All good. As long as you're here now, we're going to start. It's all good.
Okay, can we start? Marcos is recording.
Yes, it's recording.
Okay. Okay, so let's start. It's an honor to speak with you, Mr. Hoffman, especially since I'm old enough to have seen the impact that the band had in the early 80s, especially from Restless and Wild onward. So it was huge here in Brazil that when you created what we call speed metal with Fast as a Shark and everything. So let's start with the relation on Germany and Brazil. You are one of the German headliners of a German festival in its Brazilian version. And considering you host in Germany another huge festival, which is Wacken, when did German become the main powerhouse in the metal world? Because we have like the you as headliners, Accept as headliner, Creator as headliner, and any other German bands as headliners in Brazilian festivals all along the year.
Yeah, good question. I don't know when it all started and how it came about. I was a bit surprised how resilient the metal scene was in Germany, because I think it all started maybe 25 years ago or so. And because I remember the late 90s, heavy metal was basically dead in America. It was dead in a lot of places, but for some reason it survived in Germany, and these festivals started to happen. Wacken and Summer Breeze, all these other festivals, Bang Your Head, and there's so many festivals in Germany now that were started. Yeah, I think about 20 years ago, a lot of them, and there's more and more, and it just kept growing and growing and growing, and it was almost Germany against any other trend in the world, because Germany is very loyal, or Europe in general is more loyal than, say, the US market. The US market is usually following trends like hip hop and country music and pop and whatever, and heavy metal sort of fell through the cracks. But in Germany, it survived, and it grew and it grew and it grew. And why? I don't really know. It just did.
Yeah, but the relationship of German bands with Brazil is curious and reciprocal.
It is. It is.
Yeah, since the 80s, we had Scorpions as headliner of the first Rock in Rio. Accept was huge. Creator was huge here in Brazil. Destruction, Halloween, all the bands were huge in Brazil. So much so that Accept played like 4 times, if I'm not mistaken, in sequence in the years before the pandemic. And that happens with several German bands. Why do you think this happens?
I don't know. There seems to be a flavor in our music that really speaks to the Brazilian audience. I think there's a lot of German-Brazilian connections. I think there's a lot of Germans live in Brazil or emigrated to Brazil at some point, but that can't be the only reason. Maybe you'd have to ask somebody else why there's such a strong connection. I've wondered the same thing myself. I'm very happy about it because we love Brazilian audiences and they love us. So, but how it all started or where it comes from, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just happy about it.
Yeah, and regarding the longevity of the German bands like Creator, Scorpions, Halloween, Destruction, Sodom, you all seem immortal. Like it ends with more than 40 years, like 60 years, I guess Scorpions has, something unbelievable. What do you drink to have this
beer? It's the German beer, man. Don't you know?
Yeah, but it's incredible how you guys connect with each other as a band, and keep the road for such a long time as a band. And talking about that, of the 4 different lives Accept had, can you define in one word each of them? Because we have like from 76 to 89, we have from 92 to 97, we had the comeback in 2005, and 2009 onward. So can you define in one word or one expression any of these lives the band had?
Not really. I just know the first phase until 89 was when it all, I mean, you can't, it's impossible because it wasn't just one single thing. Even within those periods, there were so many changes and so many ups and downs. It's really hard for me to describe it with just one word, but I would just disagree with 2005 that wasn't really anything it was just a bunch of festivals that we played in the original lineup. It was never meant to be more than that. It was never meant to continue after that. So I think, well, yeah, I can tell you that the 90s were a very dark time in my mind. When I look back or think back to the 90s, it was a time when heavy metal was basically dead and nobody really knew. I personally thought there's going to be a new direction of music developing and maybe we need to change with the times. And we tried to adjust our sound a little bit. And that happened with a lot of the traditional metal bands. They all were like a little confused.
Yeah.
I think the 90s were a time of confusion. Maybe that's a good way to say it. And then the comeback with Mark Tonillo is a time of clarity because we knew exactly what to go for. We knew exactly what we wanted to sound like and what kind of music we wanted to play and what kind of music people wanted to hear. And I would only say there was 3 phases in Accept, not 4. So
okay, I was just about to ask you that, because since your comeback in 2010, the band has released only amazing albums. Considering that albums no longer have the same impact since then, what motivates you to record, to still record? You know, you have like so many good albums after this new comeback, and albums doesn't have the same impact.
It still has a huge impact though on the fans because I think one of the reasons why Accept is doing so well, or maybe the main reason are those albums, because we really take the time to write new stuff that's meaningful, and we try to not sit back and rest on our past successes, because very easily, like you said, we could say we don't really need new albums, we could just play the old songs and be fine. But to me that feels kind of lame, and it's almost like feels retirement to me. You know, I want to still be active. I want to still be in the process of writing new songs. I want to still be challenged. I want to try to, because in my mind, the best Accept song hasn't even been written yet. And I think that motivates me. And I think this new album that we're working on now better be fucking stronger than the one before, or else there's no reason to make it. You know, I don't want to release anything that I don't like or that the fans won't like. So I take every album as a personal challenge to get better and better. You know, it's almost like a sports, like an athlete. You know, you could say, well, I've ran the best marathon of my life 10 years ago, so why even try anymore? No, but I think you need to get up in the morning and say to yourself, I can still do it, and maybe I can do it better than I did yesterday. And that's what motivates me.
Yeah, you want to overcome yourself, basically.
Basically, right. And I think the fans realize that, because they value that in a band. They don't want a band that's, you know, given up and basically, oh, we're just playing the old songs, and they don't even try anymore. I think we're still trying like motherfuckers, and that's what fans value.
And talking about Summer Breeze specifically, it will be a festival set list, which is shorter than a proper show. Can you anticipate what the audience can expect from this gig?
Yeah, surely we can. We will play some timeless classics that fans come to expect. I mean, no show would be complete without Metal Heart or Balls to the Wall and Fast as a Shark. But at the same time, we always try to incorporate new songs, and we've got some fantastic new songs on this Too Mean to Die album that really work really well live. I know because we've just done an American tour, we've done a European tour of 2 months, and we've played major festivals all through the summer last year. So I know these new songs work so well, and we will play as many as we can. I don't know how long our set list will be for the festival, but it's usually always time to throw in some new songs.
Okay, and I have just one last question. Since you sorry.
It happens to me all the time too.
Yeah, sorry about that. Having visited Brazil so many times, it's common to create a certain kind of special relationships. I mean, what pleases you the most when you think about traveling to Brazil? Any drinks, weather, fans, stores, anything like that?
I like the atmosphere, the relaxed atmosphere. People are very easygoing in a way. That's what I like. You know, Germans are very uptight and very efficient and always on time, and they've got their qualities. But I like the sort of easygoing atmosphere of Brazilian cities and life on the streets. It's very vibrant. It's very warm, you know. And of course, when it comes to the concerts, it's incredible because they love to sing. There's this incredible sense of unity. I mean, the audience almost reacts like not individual people. They always behave like one people or one animal altogether. It's like this crazy wild animal that sings together, and they're in their arms, and they're like, you know, it's like a camaraderie that it's an incredible feeling that you don't really get anywhere else.
Yeah, nice to hear this perspective from the stage to audience. And you're always welcome to retire in Brazil when the time comes. I hope it takes a long time for it.
I'll never retire. I've got news for you. I will never retire because my plan is to die on stage. So I want to.
Okay, I hope.
Hopefully not on this. Hopefully not on this tour quite yet. But I'll die on stage in midair. My plan is, I'm going to be 94 or 96, and I'm going to jump off the drum riser, and I'm going to have a heart attack in midair, and then before I hit the ground, I'll be dead. That's my goal.
And you'll be dead on the wall of destruction that audience builds when you on stage.
I'll let you know before it happens. So
okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Hoffman, for your time and for all the music you brought to our lives and made us very happy with that. I hope you had a wonderful time in Brazil again, and we are looking forward to see you on stage.
I do too. I can't wait. See you in a few weeks, my friend.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you, Bob. Bye-bye.